thing with G Suite is the private domain name and the customer service and the safety.
Mm-hmm.
And just a note, according to GoDaddy, consumers are 9 times more likely to choose your business if you have a personalized email. So if you're putting your ads out there and it says Richard at Gmail or Richard at richardmartin.com, you're likely to get 9 times the business just because it says richardmartin.com.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. And like you said, it's the brand application. It's keeping your name out in front of people, whether it's Richard Martin, right. Cheri Martin, or you, or WCN Interactive in our case on that. Any of them right. work great.
It makes you sound more professional and look more professional as well, because so many individuals just use like a Yahoo or Gmail or Hotmail or AOL. Some people still use AOL, right. believe it or not.
Oh, they do. Yeah, yeah.
It doesn't look like they're really they're branding, as you would say. They're branding the other companies too. They're not branding themselves, and we want to definitely direct people to direct the traffic to us and gain that attraction and the top of mind awareness. So now, do you set the Gmail, the G Suite for Business up on Google at the same area that you set up your Gmail? Or, I mean, is it all coming from that same platform?
It's a separate account.
Separate account, okay.
It's it's in the Gmail program, but you sign into it. You got a separate sign in, and it's a separate account.
Mm-hmm.
Having said that, you can forward any of your emails to one account once it's set up. So
mm-hmm.
if you wanted your regular Gmail to go to your business account for whatever the reason, you could do that.
Just do a permanent forward on it then.
And that makes sense because it's all owned by Google, or and they're going to definitely provide you a platform that you can easily access everything. So that's great,
And you could even access Outlook and stuff too. They've made it very easy to integrate everything.
Wow. It just amazes me. I mean, like I said, it's ever evolving, and I'm ever learning, and I know you post a lot of great information out there on Facebook. So let everyone know what your Facebook page is so that they can definitely go like you and keep up to date, because you're always putting out articles about Google and the G Suite.
Okay, so it'd be Facebook/RSWTechnologyGuide.com.
Okay, so if they just go to the search bar in Facebook and just look at RSW Technology Guide, they'll come to your Facebook page. And definitely give Robert a like, because I know that's where I learned from. I love to follow other influencers and experts that are in this industry so that I can keep up to date with all this stuff. Now, you mentioned that G Suite actually helps you organize your email. What about, I've heard they can do some color code labels too. Is that different?
Yeah, what it is, when you get an email in, you have the opportunity when you click on it to give it a label. So if you're working on a project or whatever, let's say in real estate you're working on a house that's at 123 Main Street, you could actually create a label, 123 Main Street, and you could put all of the emails that you get regarding that account into that one label, which is like a folder.
Mm-hmm.
And you can color code them so that they're all different. So let's say if you want properties, you can code them green, and if you want, let's say, attorneys, you can code them red. You could just do different colors for all of your different types of emails. And the other thing that's so great about the Gmail program is that you could give one email multiple labels. So let's say you're working on this 123 Main Street and you're working with an attorney, so you could code the attorney's emails 123 Main Street and code them an attorney. So there's, many, many ways that you could code different emails. And coloring them makes it easier to find.
Yeah, that's interesting, because that way you're automatically building virtual folders.
Absolutely.
And so when you look at it, and plus color coding it makes a whole lot easier too. That you've got this project going on, and so you're focused on that. What happens
Right.
with, like, you're in real estate and you're trying to market something at 123 Main Street. What happens when you're completed with that project to the emails, the color codes, and all that? Can you put them in a permanent file cabinet?
You can archive them, or you can hide them from sight so that they don't all show up. So you have the option, if you go into settings, any file folders that you have, you can actually hide so they're out of the way, and it doesn't clutter up your whole sidebar. And what's really great about finding stuff in Gmail is the search is phenomenal. Google search is one of the best search engines out there, and it's applicable to the G Suite. So if you have, let's say, 123 Main Street, if you just type in the search bar 123 Main Street, it'll bring up all your emails, regardless if they've been archived or not. So they're always accessible.
From Google or right into the G Suite platform?
You search right on the G Suite platform.
Oh, okay.
In the search bar there.
Well, I love this whole idea because I know Richard's always on me about not deleting emails. I have so many that are still unopened because I tend to just file them away too, and I'll get to them later.
Thousands upon thousands of them.
But I love the I mean, that's I hear this complaint or challenge from so many people that we have so much coming at us into our inbox on a daily basis that then we start sorting through them. So I love the fact that we can actually sort by setting up folders and then even doing the color coding so that we can sort even deeper and stay. And I can see myself not missing emails that I sometimes do miss, I'm afraid, that because we have so many coming in. So I love that. Well, how about organizing your contacts then? How does it help us do that?
One of the things I love about the contacts is that you can put your contacts in groups. And a contact can have several groups. So what I mean by that is just to give you an example, I teach classes, and I teach several different classes. And if I teach a class on, let's say, G Suite, on today, 3/10/2017, I could take everybody that's in that class, and I could code it G Suite class 3/10/2017. So if I want to look back later and see who was in that class, I could just pull that up and see everybody that was in that class. If I want to send out a group email to everybody in that class, I could do it that way.
Oh, I love that.
And one of the other things that I haven't found anywhere else is that if I have my contacts in groups, and if I want to export contacts into another program like Constant Contact, I can literally separate it by groups and just export and import one group. So if I have 1,500 names in my contacts and I only want to export and import 20 names that are in that particular group, I can do that. I don't have to export every contact I've got.
Oh, wow. So you can actually, it integrates then with your Constant Contact, or another one is the CRM tool, Insightly. So if you're using a customer relationship management tool, you can actually, are there specific ones that it does work better with than others, or does it integrate with pretty much all of them?
When you go to export, it allows you to export it by group, and that puts it in an Excel spreadsheet or a CSV file. So it really doesn't matter where else you're going to put it in, as long as you can import using those formats.
Perfect. I love that. Organization is really key because we do have so much coming at us, so much these days. I mean, I thought technology was supposed to simplify life, but I haven't found that yet.
Sometimes it does if you use it.
Oh, that's what I'm doing wrong.
It's not.
It does.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you got to use it before it helps you be simplified.
Yeah, using it is the simple part. It's organizing everything and getting all the moving pieces in the way you want, like putting groups. Well, you may have 4 or 5 groups, and you may have an individual, or in this case, an email address that would be in 2 or 3 of the groups, but not in the other 2 groups. So yeah, when you start looking at that, the setup time is the investment.
Yeah, absolutely. And what I do when I put somebody in my contact list now, I just put them in and I give them a group or set of groups, and that way they're in. I usually, when I enter them in, they're usually in about 4 or 5 groups right off the get-go. Because I might have them for my class. I might have them that they're technology students. If they work for my company, Lang, I have them down at Lang and what office they work for. And I also have a group called Lang Technology Students, so that separates it even further. So one contact, when I put it in there, would have about 4 or 5 different groups that I could find them under.
How much time? How much time would you feel like a novice person just starting to use this product? How long do you think it would take them to actually get everything set up so they are starting to use it properly and actually use it? Period.
I guess actually setting up the program itself doesn't take long. As far as organizing your contacts and everything, I would imagine that would depend how many contacts you have. If you got a small amount, it won't take long. If you got 2,000 or 3,000, you have to, weed out what you want, what you're going to keep, and sort them out. So that is time consuming.
And do you do any one-on-one training, or do you only offer the different workshops?
I do one-on-one, and I'm in the process of developing where I could do it over the internet. I haven't quite gotten to that point yet, but I'm finding that it's necessary to do it. And that new product that actually came out this morning, Cheri, with the Meetup, that Google just came out with, I think will be very effective for me to do one-on-one training via Google Meetup.
Yeah, that's what
I was... do video training.
I was looking at that too. Yeah, like I said, I was just reading a little bit about it, and I thought, oh, Robert will keep me up to date on it.
Yeah. When I get off the phone later, I'm going to actually delve into it a little bit more.
Love it.
Like I said, I'm a representative for Google. So I get these emails, and that email literally I got about 10 o'clock last night about the new program.
Wow.
And they're rolling it out today.
Totally understand. I get that way with so much happening with social media. A lot of changes on Facebook, and especially we were talking the other day about LinkedIn, so I'm constantly staying on top of that.
Yeah, we just had a question come in. The question is, why would someone use G Suite over Microsoft Office 365?
Yeah.
Could you do a little bit of a comparison? Yeah. Could you do a little bit of comparison with that if you know 365?
I have 365, and a lot of people use both and inter-react. One of the big factors, depending on the size of the company, is the cost involved. G Suite, I think, is generally less expensive to implement. And, I mean, it's real close. It's hard to... I just actually posted on LinkedIn today a comparison of G Suite and Office 365.
Oh, I'll go grab that and make sure I'll share it on our Social Radio Show page so that people can read that. And, some people like G Suite better. Some people like 365 better. I think Google has been doing a collaboration with users a little bit longer than Microsoft has. Microsoft just recently started getting into that arena, maybe 6 months ago. And Google has been doing it for years. So I think they've got a little bit edge on it. But I mean, they're both good. I'm not knocking Microsoft 365. But they're both good.
Yeah, but the whole thing, this is the way the online community is moving. We're taking, we've been virtual, now we're having virtual offices. So
right.
I think you were indicating earlier in the show that it doesn't matter where here is, as long as you have a way to get up on the internet.
Absolutely. As long as if you